Well, the whole world has had its eyes on Miami because of the whole aliens in Miami situation. The rest of the world hasn't really paid much attention to a lot of other things that have been going on. One thing notably were the secret tunnels that were found in New York underneath a synagogue. Now, when diving into this story, it goes a whole lot deeper than just some secret tunnels, as there were brawls with police, there was a whole thing about why the tunnels were there, and some actual footage of what was inside the tunnels. And we're going to be covering all of that in today's video. Earlier on this week, there were some secret tunnels found underneath a synagogue in New York. And it ended with members of the New York Hasidic Jewish community arrested and charged over 60 feet of secret tunnel connected to a historic synagogue. It came as an extraordinary scene went viral of the group skirmishing with New York police in the synagogue. Take a little look at this footage because it is absolutely insane.
בכל הכוח, הרביץ אותה. עם ganzen כיח.
יאללה מנחם. קונצ'יק, מה אתה חושב על זה? יש שם קפה? אז אחלה, הנה קפה כבר. עוד אחד. יש שם לא קפה. יש שם לא קפה. Oh, mate. Why? ישיבה. Yo. Hey, you're playing! Oh no! מה הוא עושה? כבר משמידים את הפיל. איפה נמצאים כל הפעילים של הפיל?
Now, as you can see by the footage, when the police arrived, it did incite some riots within the synagogue itself, which did lead to the arrest of up to just under a dozen people. But also, that was not where it ended, as when the police went to fill in these tunnels with concrete, because it actually made some buildings that were kind of above the tunnels incredibly unstable, so they had to fill it in to kind of maintain the integrity, like structural integrity. It did lead to even more rioting and even more protesting. So the whole thing completely blew up out of the water. Now, you're probably wondering, why were the tunnels there in the first place? Well, after a little bit of digging on the Rolling Stone website, I did manage to find a little bit of information as to why the tunnels were there in the first place. And this is what the Rolling Stone's website has to say. In reality, the explanation for the tunnel was at least somewhat more quotidian. The tunnel wasn't really, quote, tunnels at all, but one 8-foot wide, 5-foot tall, 60-foot long passageway dug out from beneath the building. New York City's Department of Buildings said that in a statement on Wednesday, per the Jewish Telegraph Agency, the passageway was built as a result of an ongoing dispute between the Chabad Lubavitch community and the Splinter sect, which has long been embroidered in turmoil over the ownership of the building housing the headquarters. Members of the Splinter group believe the Rabbi Menachem Schneerson, who led the Chabad Lubavitch movement before his death at age 92 in 1994, is the Messiah, a claim that the mainstream Chabad movement rejects. In a statement, Moti Seligson, a spokesperson for Chabad Lubavitch, refuted the idea that the underground passage consisted of a system of, quote, secret underground tunnels, as initially reported, referring to the men who dug it as, quote, young agitators. This basement-level space, a long 8-foot wide room, was dug out by the young agitators underneath a ground-level extension made by the synagogue decades ago, he told Rolling Stones. This is not referred to in press reports as a secret tunnel running parallel to Kingston Avenue. Rolling Stone's website does go on to say that in 2006 a court determined that the Chabad Lubavitch community had control over the building, which is on Eastern Parkway in Brooklyn's heavily Hasidic Crown Heights neighborhood. Yet there has still been tension between the two groups, with the newspaper The Jewish Chronicle reporting today that about 6 months ago, a small group of members from the Messianic movement started construction on a network of underground tunnels in order to gain illegal access to the building. If you want to check out these full reports, I will leave links to everything that I've quoted down in the description. Now, of course, this is not a confirmed article as to why these tunnels were actually there in the first place, so it is not actually completely 100% known why the tunnels were put in, but what was found within the tunnels was slightly strange, with blood-soaked mattresses, and I quote here, blood-soaked mattresses and child's pushchairs, being some of the things that were found. Now, there has been this video circulating around the internet of inside the tunnels and some of the things that were found. Take a little look at this. Now, it's believed that when these tunnels were being excavated, to avoid detection, the people who made the tunnel did not actually use excavators or diggers or anything like this. In fact, it is being referred to and kind of compared to the Shawshank Redemption movie, where people were seen leaving with pockets full of dirt, leaving the tunnels and dumping the dirt as they were kind of excavating this site. Now, to show how close to the surface these tunnels truly were, I'm going to show you another video which really does show how close to the surface, like I've said, they were, but also how structurally unsound it did make the surrounding area.
An illegal tunnel was just found below a synagogue, and the findings are really disturbing. Police just stormed this Jewish synagogue in Brooklyn and discovered all of these secret hidden passageways and tunnels that were underground. These tunnels allowed members of the Hasidic Jewish community to access the synagogue during lockdown. And then around 6 months ago, they were allegedly dug to expand the synagogue. These men were rioting when it was discovered, and young adults, mainly teenagers, were trying to stop the police from investigating and from closing up the tunnels. The tunnel is several layers. It has hidden crawl spaces, hidden entrances, lots of rooms. Like, it is such a mystery. What's really horrifying is all of these mattresses with big stains on them and high chairs for babies were found. And the fact that it was like an illegally built tunnel makes people like speculate about what happened in this illegally built tunnel. Over 10 men were arrested after these riots, and we don't know what they were accused of.
So, of course, as stated within that video, it's not fully known why these tunnels were built, nor what their purposes were, or what actually went down in these tunnels. Everything right now is hearsay and speculation. So I hand it over to you. Let me know down in the comments what you think about all of this, as it seems to have just blown up out of nowhere. First we have the Miami Mall aliens, and then we have this. But like I say, let me know down in the comments what you think. Be sure to jump, and while you're down there, be sure to jump scare the hell out of that like button while you're down there typing away. Subscribe if you're new and tickle my little bell so you get notified whenever we upload. We're keeping up to date with everything that's going on in the world at the minute, so be sure to be subscribed, all the weird and wonderful speculative things, and trying to shed a little bit of light. Anyway, I do hope that you guys have enjoyed, and until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.